For more information and in-depth courses, visit www.nicolebruce.co. See you there.
Thank you for listening to the Mentor Project, where we discuss marketing, SEO, how to go full-time in your business, and so much more. Here's your host, Nicole Bruce.
Hey, this is probably one of the oldest debates in the book, or rather on Facebook feeds while I'm scrolling through. Do you put prices on your website? Do you not put prices on your website? Eek, I feel like every person that starts out in any business has this question, and it's a valid question to ask. When you're starting a business, you feel as if you may mess up everything by one tiny mistake that your entire business is just going to crumble. Imagine if one tiny mistake that you make literally stops your business from being, well, a business. Doesn't that sound nuts? Well, it is nuts. So get that dang worry out of your mind because you're going to be fine. Remember, business is all about you. Why did you quit that 9 to 5? To do your own thing. So rock out that and don't worry about one tiny mistake ruining it all for you. So now that that's out of the way, what do? Do you put pricing up? Do you not put pricing up? Is there a right thing? Is there a wrong thing? What does putting up pricing even do? What does not putting up pricing do? What should we consider? So, okay, let's explore this topic. You have set your prices and you know who you want to hit for an ideal client. The first question I want you to ask yourself is, are you good with converting those leads into bookings? Or do you get ghosted a lot and have a lower conversion rate? Now, I'm not asking you this to shame you because, again, there's no right and there's no wrong here. If you are a god at converting, then you probably want to talk to your clients before they book. You obviously have that part down and you can really turn a lead into an actual high-paying client. Again, you probably have some encapsulating speech that gets your client going. You take a lead that says they want to spend $500 and they walk out the door spending $1,500 because you said something that just clicked for them and boosted the crap out of that sale. Or let's say you just plain suck at converting. Blunt, I know, right? Well, you probably don't really want to talk to the client through the sales process because you're going to suck at that too. Your words, not mine. So what you want is your clients coming in hot and heavy and ready to book. And that's it. Inquire, book, not really needing any information, just ready to put down that retainer and give you some money. You don't want to talk to them. You don't want to bond with them. Your website does all of that for you. Money, short chat, book. Why do we go through those two extensively different profiles? Well, because they greatly matter in the question today of if you want pricing on your website or if you don't want pricing on your website. Having pricing on your website versus not having it matches different sales tactics. If you are a god at selling, you probably don't want much or any pricing on your website. If you suck at selling and just want people who are ready to book when they inquire, you probably want your packages on your website. Now, I know when we started, I said there's no right answer, and there's not. But know that if you put starting prices up or no prices up, you're probably going to get more inquiries just because you're giving the client less info and a bigger, maybe they'll fit what I'm looking for. That being said, you'll get more inquiries, but your conversion rate will be much lower, or the same as the tactic of putting all your pricing on your website if you are a really good seller. If you go with no prices on your website, you want to make sure that your website is clear as to what you're offering so you only hit your ideal client. For example, if you say, I treasure relationships more than the monetary side of the job, I'm just there for the experience, then you're going to tell your clients, hey, I can probably get a pretty sweet deal with her. Now, if you say, I'm looking for a good deal, then I may not be for you in your website copy. Those price shoppers are going to log off your website and leave you alone. See how psychology is so important, not only in putting pricing versus not putting pricing, but the wording that you're actually using on your website. 2 different phrases for 2 totally different audiences. No matter what method you choose, you want your website to outline you as a brand, not a boring professional company. Blah. You want the client, by the time they hit that contact form, to know you as a person, as a brand, to know why your work is better than other people's and why you are unique. You want them to already know what to expect out of their client experience when they work with you. So we already talked about a little bit of why you might have all your pricing on your website or why you might not have any pricing on your website. But let's think about a third option. Having your packages on your website from A to Z. Everything you include, all your details. Now, this is a method that works best if you A, are taking limited amounts of clients, or B, don't want inquiries who aren't super serious about booking. For this method, you're going to get way less inquiries, but you're going to have a higher conversion rate. The clients who will be inquiring to you will already have their wallets out and probably even have their packages decided up front. When they inquire, they'll be ready to pay. For this, you want to absolutely make sure that your packages are set in a psychologically pleasing way to the clients. What do I mean by this? Have those prices set from highest to lowest. Have those packages set up in a convincing and pleasing way. If you're choosing this method, you probably already know this. One of the things that you have to absolutely remember is this is your business, not someone else's. What someone else does doesn't matter one bit. This is what works for you and what your end goal is and how you operate and how you succeed in sales. My preferred method is actually another totally different way, starting prices. Now, again, I say this is my preferred method, which means it's not going to work for everyone. Don't jump in on this just because I do it, because it might not work for you. Putting only starting prices on your website gives a way to weed out inquiries that will be price shopping, but also give room to add on to the packages and not really give a top off. Meaning, if you list all your prices, you kind of cap your max sale. I generally have a lower package that catches the eye of my clients, but my average sale is usually $500 to $700 above that price point. For example, my minimum elopement package is $1,850, but generally my sale is $2,300 to $2,500. Very, very rarely I don't make an upsell and make past the package that I originally sell. Now, when a client sees that lower price, they say, okay, I can do that. I can afford that. That means they inquire, and as we talk and as they build trust in me, that sale will go up further than they had originally stated. On my website, I have 2 different prices. I have an elopement starting price and I have a wedding starting price. I separate them to make it clear that I'm not going to be doing a full 200-person wedding for only $1,850. These are separate and priced as such. On my website as well, I ensure my client gets a full experience. And like I mentioned before, knows me by the end of their website experience. When they finally reach that contact form, they know me as a person and what they're looking for, and they are insanely excited to work with me specifically. Now, on the contact form, I do something that a lot of business owners look down upon. I actually ask them what they're looking to spend. I do this for 2 reasons. A, I want to know if they read my website and are actually in my range, aka if they say they're only wanting to spend $1,200, they clearly did not read my website and aren't a real qualifying lead. And B, I want to match them to packages and prepare how I can talk to them about the packages they will be looking at. For example, if their budget is $1,850, there's no sense in telling them about $3,000 packages. Now, you can do this if you would like, but you don't have to. I love knowing where my couple's frame of mind is at, where they're at in planning, and what they're thinking for their photo budget so that I can kind of build a package around it. In summary, whatever method you set up for your website, with pricing or not, is going to be the best way to do it. And I'll repeat that. Whatever method you end up setting up is the best way. Hearing about what others do doesn't help you at all, because in the end, it's what you want to create with your client experience, and it's what you're comfortable with. Do you want them to be pre-qualified, or do you want to talk with them first, be personable, and know them as a person rather than just a contact form? I hope this gives you a lot to think about, and from this episode, you can create a list of pros and cons of all the different methods. Which one works best and which one feels the most comfortable to you. See you guys next week. Thank you for listening to The Mentor Project with Nicole Bruce. Tune in next time for more on marketing, SEO, and going full-time as a creative.